Marquez, producer on the track. Marquez, producer on the track.
I just want to say, hey man, this is T.O., the cover athlete of the Madden 19 Hall of Fame edition, and you're watching the gold standard of the franchise mode, the MBL Network. Holla.
Well, we continue on our coronavirus tour of the Madden Bomber League. This is the most consecutive NBL lives we have had in roughly 3 seasons, but we are so happy to be with you. It is Week 2 Action NBL Live broadcast 331 on the NBL Network. I'm Nick Mazesco, your network director. Joining me, as always, the commissioner of the NBL, it is Bomber. Bomber, we know the missus coming down with a little illness, but safe to say, it's not the corona. It's just the flu, which is no more fun, but it's good to know that she's not suffering what apparently is taking over our country.
Well, I'm watching Outbreak right now, Nick, so I'm wondering if this thing could mutate from the flu to the corona. I'm keeping dibs on it, and I'm keeping her at least 3 arms lengths away from me right now, and I'm sliding
6
food
feet.
under the
Yeah,
and I'm
16,
sliding
man.
food under the door right now.
Yeah, did you put up those plastic dividers they have in prison where you just feed her the meals through that? That's nice. Put your hands
No,
up.
but I'm
like,
going to
I
be on
miss you.
Amazon after this game, and I'm definitely going to be looking for a Prime delivery for something similar to that. Absolutely.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I like that hat. What is that hat?
This is my my hat I've been rolling with a lot. A, because I love it, and B, because it's black so it doesn't get messed up by the green screen.
I like the logo on it.
Thank you. It is the Rocket City Trash Pandas, the AA affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels, brand
Really?
new team in Huntsville, Alabama.
You know I like that kind of stuff, like these little minor league.
Oh, okay.
He's going to the house.
All right, Will. All right, Will, who I like to call Shia LaBeouf because he is even Stevens into the end zone.
Too easy for the New England Patriots, who were, what did we say? I want to start doing spreads on these games before we start. And they must have been heavy favorites. I got New England minus 13.5 this game. Is that a fair spread, or are you going a little bit higher?
I'd actually go higher, so I would actually take
You can name it. How about you pick it? I usually do the
I
scores.
was,
You
I
can
was
do
going
the
to put
spreads.
it at the Patriots minus 17.5.
All right, 17.5. Who's taking New England and giving up the 17.5, which is just 10.5 right now? It's a quick score, 45 seconds into the kickoff. Patriots score on their first drive. Easy.
Flip side,
peasy.
let's talk about the other game because that's an interesting spread
Yeah.
right there. The Chicago Bears, the big win over the Green Bay Packers in Week 1. The
Bears
Seattle
at home
Seahawks,
here?
They're
Yeah.
at home. I'd put the Bears in a minus 3.5 point favorite.
That is a very good spread. See, I'm going to bet on yours. So minus 17.5, I'm going to take the New England Patriots and give up the points. But I'm going to take the 3.5 and take the Seahawks. Seahawks coming off a big-time Week 1 loss. Oh, looks like Miami, another big-time play trying to
Devontae
get
Parker.
outside. Woo. I'll tell you what, not having Gilmore is really opening up the attack in the air for these passing teams against this very talented New England Patriots defense. But on the flip side, I'm going to take Seattle, who struggled against Todd Gurley in the run. I know Cohen was going in building the franchise first episode against the Green Bay Packers. They steamrolled my Packers like 35-6. But I'm going to take the 3.5 points. I'm going to go Seattle plus 3.5. And I'll go New England minus 17.5. And if you were a betting man, I mean, you did pick the lines. Where would you be at?
I would take. I'd actually take the Dolphins to cover that 17.5. I sort of think it might be in that 17 range, and they'll get the covers. The ball is out. This is what scares me about this Bears team. Not to interrupt the picks, but what scares me about this Bears team, Bomber, is not only did they beat the Green Bay Packers, who have been a tough team, perennial first or second place in that NFC North, but they forced 5 turnovers on them, and that is what Draco has been able. That's what's been missing from this Bears team. Draco has built powerhouse defenses in the past. In the last couple seasons, they haven't been able to do that, but 5 turnovers, and right there you saw him getting to Russell Wilson. I don't think that Wilson's going to have the time to work anything downfield like this team wants to do with DK Metcalf.
When I think of good defensive teams in the NBL, 2 words always come to mind, Nick, and the Redskins have had this as well as the Patriots: fast and physical, and that's what you're going to get out of the Chicago Bears defense. I absolutely think this is a team on the rise. I think you're right. I just think it's Russell Wilson's opportunity to come up big today as he forces it down in that 3rd and 22, but Miami's driving right now. Kareem Hunt had a really nice stumble recovery run early in this drive. They're at the 19-yard line, 1st and 10 inside the red zone, trying to answer back against the 17.5 point favorites, New England Patriots on the road.
So that's why I would take the Dolphins to cover the 17.5. I think
So you got Dolphins plus 17.5,
and I'd take the Bears to cover.
and you got the Bears minus 3.5.
Yeah,
Let me
this
know your
Bears
picks
team,
in the chat, guys.
I got this Bears team winning the division this year. That's how much I like this team. Miami, we're gonna
Wow,
go.
you got them winning over Minnesota, huh?
Yep.
Hey, big game coming up. Dallas Cowboys, Green Bay Packers going to be following this. It's going to be our building the franchise. We're going to have Nick Mazesco playing his game. It should be a good one. Packers trying to get a dub on the board, but it's going to be tough. Who's at home in that game? Let me go ahead and pull that up real quick. Looks like it's going to be...
Oh, he had a touchdown over the top. And he dumped it off underneath. It's cover 0 here, and he had a touchdown. Anyways, carry on.
Wow. Yeah, it's going to be the Dallas Cowboys at home. So Green Bay, it's going to be tough for our guys, our boys in green. The green in yellow, go Pack go, trying to get their first dub of NBL Season 45. We'll find out shortly at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Second career start for rookie quarterback Will Varga. Of the
Hey, whoa, BTF isn't about your storyline.
Dallas. That's
Until-
why I'm
unless you go
saying it on
20.
my show, NBL Live, and not on yours. Your
Unless
move.
you go up, if you go up 20, I did start plugging the Bears because that's what happened in the last game.
Xavier Woods with the pick. That was just a brutal throw. Had the crossing route open, got that inaccurate dice roll, something I saw plenty of from Will Varga in week 1 against the Cleveland Browns. And, yeah, I got to give a big shout out to a couple guys who hit that sub button. JB with the 23 months. He's hit his Michael Jordan months, or as I would say, my LeBron James months. And Train with the 23 months as well, and Nemo with 25 months. Yeah, that was just an ugly throw. So maybe I picked the wrong horse.
Yeah, and the crazy part was they came off that cover 0 hero, had a wide open man, could have had a touchdown, missed opportunities, cost you against the
There's
Patriots.
N'Keal Harry. Look out, the former Arizona State Sun Devil to the house, 91 yards. And so far, the floodgates are open against a Miami defense that couldn't stop a nosebleed.
The last NBL magazine, we got a new one coming out here for March, but the last one was talking about the NBL season 43 Super Bowl champion New England Patriots, the evolution of N'Keal Harry, and we're seeing it right now. This guy has just become maybe the best wide receiver in the NBL. I actually think maybe he is, because he can do it all. Over the top, underneath, he's a tough tackle for corners. What can't N'Keal Harry do? What do you think? Top 5, top 3, or top 1?
Top 3.
Who do you got in your top 3 wide receivers off the top of your head?
N'Keal Harry. I still got Tyreek Hill. He's just a monster and a matchup nightmare. Number 1, D-Hop. I know he's regressing. I haven't looked. The problem is that these questions.
He's balling this year, but
I like D-Hop just because he has that same thing that N'Keal Harry does. I think they're very similar builds in that they can do it all. They're fast, they're athletic, but they're also big-framed wide receivers. They're not these 5'11", like they're big frame. Those would be my 3. I'd have to sort of look at regression, what happened after the last year. There are a lot of great names beyond that. I mean, Ravens just lost a good one in Hollywood Brown for 12 weeks.
Yeah, Hollywood Brown's an up-and-coming receiver as well. Definitely some young receivers looking to take that torch from this older wide receiver in DeAndre Hopkins, 32 years old, trying to fight it off. But he's currently leading the league in receiving yards. Self-plug here. Hopkins, 428 yards on 18 catches. Tyreek Hill, number 2, 12 catches, 252. Definitely off to a hot start. And,
he caught that? Wow, what a catch over the Patriots defense. Bracket coverage, give me that. Looked like Devontae Parker.
Lay it out to play it out right there is Josh Rosen forcing it. A lot from 84 here from Leno, finding the tight end Wilson.
How about the performance in week 1, which you got to watch on Building the Franchise? All right, there we go. Well, I was wrong. Gov can't keep it in his own team's hand.
Hey, when you get your hand caught in a cookie jar and you almost feel you just barely get out, why come back to it? Why go right back to it, You would think that last throw would have forced them into a run.
All right, well, Bomber, you got to call the game between the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. You got to see the Bears in action. Give us your grade of Ian Leno's first start of the season, a quarterback who's struggled mightily so far in his tenure in Chicago.
He looked good. He had a lot of second half stats, but he came through with some big time throws, and he's been, as you said, kind of the most unreliable piece on the offensive side of the ball. But I think week 1 was all about Tariq Cohen. It was hashtag Cohen is going. He had 13 attempts, 110 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He was phenomenal in the ground game. Opened it up for Leno, who had 3 touchdowns on 15 attempts, 265 yards. He played a pretty flawless game as well.
Ian Leno dropping back, just nobody open. He breaks one tackle into another one. That was some top-notch animationery right there as he breaks that tackle, and Shaq Griffin just goes, all right, I guess I'll tackle you then.
Yeah, that's an easy sack for Griffin right there. He just kind of walks right into him. Leno's in trouble here. 3rd and 12 on a 13, pretty much 3rd and goal. Let's see if they can find a way to get into the end zone.
Ball's out, and it's picked up by Seattle.
Nice spin. I actually thought he was going to juice both of those defenders. Let's watch it again on the replay here. He spins. I thought he had them both. If he could have just
have
to
them
the
both.
Left.
There was just the 3rd one that came up.
Yep, and that
the first
guy
2 got absolutely
hammered. Wow.
Absolutely hammered, and then he's 5'9", he just goes and eats one right in the mouth. Russell Wilson drop back pressure. Give him 2 points anyway. 2 on the board for the Chicago Bears. They are not covering the spread.
You have to wonder what Seattle is thinking there, why Russell Wilson doesn't check out of that read. You see 2 high safeties. You're running a play-action max protect. Those guys are double-teamed. Unless one of those safeties drops down and it becomes a 3, that's just not a good pre-snap decision there for Russell Wilson. You got to expect more from the veteran.
And that's why I'm high on this Bears team. Also, they get third place schedule. Second place schedule? They finished second last year. What did Green Bay finish last year?
It was close. I think Chicago finished 8-8, and Green Bay might have finished with 9.
Well, in that case, they get third place schedule. And I just think the growth of Ian Leno. I think Tariq Cohen is a star. And this defense. I think this defense, you're looking at guys like Denmark, you're looking at guys, Khalil Mack, all these guys, another year of development. I just think they're going to be tough to deal with. And remember, as that's looking comeback route, left side, what a throw from Leno. Just out over the outstretched arms of the defender. It's going to be a 3rd and 1. The other thing you have to remember is Minnesota doesn't have Adam Thielen anymore, which was a nice weapon for them in the slot. I know he's regressed in years past, but they really liked him in that slot-o-matic role. So it's really the Stephon Diggs show, and can Emmett Dwyer continue to, I think, outperform expectations?
He's up and down as well, Emmett Dwyer. He has some good seasons, and then he just kind of he's suspect in some games. You just can't really rely on him, but that seems to be the reoccurring theme for this entire division. Just shaky quarterback play, really relying on the ground and pound in the defensive game, even though Green Bay's been able to get a lot done in the air.
Run forward!
Oh, he's gone.
Forward! Run forward!
Yeah, try to probe at the line of scrimmage. Hey, that's kind of similar to what you did that one time we were playing squads. And then you just got to the edge and got outside, and I said, oh, wow. Remember it was 4th and 1?
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah. I'm like, there's nothing there.
I was
There's
like,
nothing.
where's he going? I was like,
No, I'm good.
Just try to get an animation. Hopefully we get it to fall forward. And then you turn the corner. You turn down left on the alley street, and there was nobody there.
See ya.
Oh, he's going deep here.
Taking a shot over the top. Motors just got too good of a click on. You're not going to get those jump balls. Like, stop counting on them.
Cameron Nugent, what's up?
If Gov has any chance of winning this, he's got to work underneath.
D-Star talking about the risky throws there from Leno on the left side where the cornerback was sitting underneath the throw. You just got to wonder. Leno is very shaky in the first half. If they can get a running game going, he's going to be a lot better. If they can just keep a balanced attack and the defense can't kind of settle in on this passing attack being the only way they can move the ball. But as of right now, Leno has made a couple really risky throws. But, hey, a safety, they're up 2-0. And New England's trying to cover this spread early in the game. We're trying to have smooth sailings the rest of this game. I got the 17.5. I gave it up. I'm feeling good.
Over the middle. Nice swat away from Cameron Newton. Deep pass to DK. No love. Almost picked off. Russell Wilson, 1 of 4, 12 yards to start this game. Yes. Cameron Nugent, we got ourselves a little NBL Live Super Show. Porter, no, he doesn't. I mean, he gets points for being the assistant, but he's got to show up. So, no. But there are a lot of people who aren't here. I don't see a whole lot of grid. I got to see some grid names in there. Because I see my NBL guys who are here each and every week. Big shout out to those guys. Guys like Porter and Brad. Miller Thriller here every time. Gibbs and
Miller
GB.
Thriller, #1 on the call-up list.
Shout out to my
in the
guy.
grid.
He is here
Yeah.
each and every time.
What do you
we're
think?
live.
What are your thoughts on him? You know anything about this guy, Miller Thriller?
I know him from chats. I mean, again, in years past.
Seems like he's always here, right?
Yeah, in years past, I've been more involved in the grid chats, but since doing other things with the network, like I don't get to talk to Grid a lot. But I know him from chats, and he's here each and every time, and I absolutely love it. Wilson on 3rd and 21 throws it into triple coverage, and Jackson says, "Give me that!" And then Draco says, "Never mind, I didn't want it. I'm going the other way."
A little happy feet there by Draco as 39 turns around. Here's my problem with Wilson. Are you getting the same vibe about Russell right now? He feels almost forced. Maybe that loss to the Los Angeles Rams week 1 is doing something to his psyche here. Everything seems to be deep down the field. It almost feels like he feels he's down 22-0, but it's just 2-0 right now. You don't have to get it all in one play. Relax, calm down, let the game come to you.
Well, you give the Bears a short field. This is what they were able to do against the Green Bay Packers. And Bomber, you got to admit, that was a key to their victory, key to looking so dominant, was short fields to work with and not making Ian Leno do a lot of work.
Absolutely. They shrunk the field and they ran the ball exceptionally well. And then when you completely had to sell out on the run, they were able to pass the ball over the top. This is a team that really relies on their defense to create these short fields and allow their offense to kind of rock and roll. And right now you're seeing it. That's a terrible throw.
A click on, though, by Cougs, because he clicked on right at the break of that corner out and happened to switch on to the safety, Griffin, who happened to be in the right spot.
Griffin makes a nice play on the ball. See how that corner? He's turned around, and that's one of the elite corners in the NBL right now. We don't really talk about the Seattle Griffins too much, but there's 3 of them on the team. All 3 of them are exceptional players, and that was just a nice play by the cornerback there, creating a turnover, getting Seattle back on the field. Maybe Russell can kind of calm down here. I understand he's regressing, but he doesn't have to get it all in one play.
Oh.
Samuel. Drizop.
Bomber, I was about to say, as pressure, 2 safeties? Fletcher Cox, we're covering that 3.5. Let's go, baby.
4-0, and the spread is covered. OSU gave Chicago -3.5 to start this game. I took the points. Chicago's got an opportunity to extend this lead they have here.
Give him a life jacket, a bulletproof vest, and a smoke detector because he's all about safety. Nice throw.
Samuel.
Nice throw.
Yeah, Curtis, it seemed like the safety drops into the vision of Curtis. He can't look the ball in as the safety just completely whiffs, but they gave a lot for Curtis Samuel. He came from the Carolina Panthers where he had a ton of success. He's got to be the guy here in Miami. They're looking for him to make these big plays. He's got to come away with those big catches.
Okay, I got 2 things I want to say. First of all, I was going to say, gameplay-wise, if there's one thing I want more than anything, and I don't care about X-Factor, all that stuff, can I get directional switching? I'm so tired of clicking on and getting the wrong guy. I just want, like, 2K nice. Directional switching, but
like LB or RB.
I want to pick your brain,
down.
And I know it's going to hurt because it's going to require going inside the mind of Ric Flair, one of the top owners in the NBL.
Okay.
So he trades away Fletcher Cox, okay? He goes, I don't want that big contract. Get rid of him. And then he goes out this offseason and spends a bunch of money signing Chris Jones, a worse Fletcher Cox, for big money. Why?
Yeah, and it's not like...
In the chat, NBL legend, the Gabini in the chat. What's going on?
What's going on, Craig? Appreciate you stopping by, checking us out. Your Eagles aren't playing today, but they are sitting at 0-2. It's not looking good, but yeah,
you don't
Chris
want
Jones.
Oh, Devontae Parker is just bailing Gov out from awful reads. Another jump ball, another catch. Somebody better check his stats because his rack is awful.
These are things we're not used to seeing with the New England Patriots because when they had Stephon Gilmore, that was a no-fly zone there on the left side. Right now, they're saying, hey, let's lob it up. That 50-50 ball is going to come more in our favor more often than not against this secondary that isn't as elite as it once was.
Empty backfield for
Just
Josh
juke
Rosen.
move, Draco.
Empty backfield. 1 yard line. This is the Freddie Kitchens goal line offense. Who needs to... Oh, he's just going to take off with Rosen and lose yard. Nice job, Fred.
Hey guys, why do we need a running back out there? We got 5 wide receivers. And we're doing so well throwing it twice to the other team and getting bailed out by some aggressive catches. Let's throw it up scramble with a 4-speed quarterback. Pretty's coaching the Miami Dolphins.
That actually isn't too bad of a comparison there. They're going to come out again, 3 wide, little spread set.
He's got a halfback on the field. I'm happy. Jet sweep. Oh, pop pass, Curtis Samuel. He's just bad throw by Ian Leno, by the way. We're going the other way.
You know, the ups and downs of Ian Leno, and we're seeing it right now. He's not having a good game. Nothing impressive about this. As I said, last week against the Green Bay Packers, it was all second half after Tariq Cohen got going.
And, oh, look, if you just hand the ball to your running back, Kareem Hunt's really good into the end zone. The Dolphins on the board. By the way, Wintgo with just some absolute truth. Bomber eats the Kool-Aid mix without adding water. What a weirdo.
That's good, actually.
Oh, he almost missed that. So, yes.
It's a dipping powder.
To finish this thought from all the way back at the beginning of the... Oh, that's...
Oh, Wintgo said that?
Yeah, Wintgo said that. Hand the ball off. I'm sorry, it's just PTSD from being a Browns fan. So this is the Rocket City Trash Pandas, AA affiliate of the Angels. They built a $50 million stadium in Madison, Alabama, which is just outside of Huntsville. It looks gorgeous, and it's going to be empty for a while because we're not allowed to go outside. By the way, halftime, it's a 4-3 score in Chicago.
And that means the Seattle Seahawks are covering the spread. They got a +3.5, looking good right now. Filthy.
True or false, Bomber? And I want to know what the chat thinks. True or false?
All right.
The biggest fall from prominence this year in Madden has been the armbar compared to spin cycle and jukebox. Remember how good armbar was? Remember how that
I
lasted
never
about
had
a week
it.
and a half?
Spin cycle's pretty good, actually. The more I've got to mess with it, I mean, as far as in our league and stuff, it's pretty dominant. And I mean, Todd Gurley's the only one. I had armbar last year, and it was my secondary one. After I spun about 3 times, then I went to armbar. So it was definitely a second thought as Leno's going to get cracked again there. This one by Bobby Wagner, the ageless wonder.
He
Middle
took
linebacker.
Zeke Elliott. I'm regretting that one. This was second. Second and 5. Tyree Jackson. There's some talk that he might be moving in the offseason. He's got all the time in the world. He finds Cortez Gresham. First down to the 23-yard line. Clock running.
Yeah, left a little yards on the board there. Look at this. A lot of space. He could have got a block on the outside there from N'Keal Harry. Maybe Cortez Gresham could have got in, but instead he plays it safe, catches it, gets down, and they move on to another play. 3 yards from the red zone. But look at Tyree Jackson has the bazooka going. Hopefully we get to see a little bit of that in the second half. We haven't seen much bazooka impact here on NBL Live.
I need to flip to our other game just for a second because the Bears have a 3rd and 30. Might we see a safety the other way?
Oh, I would think they would run it here.
Pressure! Ball's out! Touchdown!
Let's go, Seattle! 3 tackles inside the end zone, 2 resulting in a safety, 1 resulting in a touchdown. This has been one of the weirdest games we've seen.
I need to formally apologize. I'd like to apologize. Nice pick. Great lurk from the governor.
Don't run your own guy.
Not great stick.
No!
Not great stick.
There he is done.
I'd like to apologize right now. I know he's not in chat because he never tunes in. Actually, he does tune in. I lied, but he's not here right now. I haven't seen him. I'd like to apologize to Game Master. Your division lead is safe. This Bears team ain't winning anything.
They were his pick about 17 minutes ago. Now the 4 points due to 2 safeties, and the only touchdown the Seahawks have scored was on a back fumble inside the end zone.
That was almost a pick. Has Josh Rosen thrown a ball that wasn't a jump ball yet?
Yeah, he seems to just kind of touch pass everything, right? He's just putting a lot of air underneath it and just saying, hey, let's allow Stills, Devontae Parker, and Curtis Samuel to get underneath it. But yeah, every single pass has an opportunity for a deflection or an interception, and they're just kind of fortunate to only be down 7.
What a weird little formation that was, but it got him the 2-point conversion. We're to a 7-point game as Onyemata down for the Bears, dislocated elbow. Yeah, it's going to be tough. They're down by 7. They've yet to put up a touchdown.
Eric G in the chat saying, okay, go ahead.
Is it bad I still believe in Nemo to win the North? No. I don't think so. Week 1's a weird week.
Hey, give me something about Wintgoat here.
Oh,
what are your thoughts on this guy?
This one's easy.
I mean, the Vikings are terrible, right? The franchise is just in disarray.
I don't care about that. I have breaking news about my man Wintgoat, who I'm a big fan of. I love that guy, but
debatable.
I hope he can't hear me, but I'm gonna let you in on something.
I hope he can.
Wintgoat wears sandals with socks.
Oh my gosh. And he wears those
not
kind
slides.
like the old man. Yeah,
and not slides.
Yeah.
Like
no, not sliders.
sandals.
Like the ones with the buckle, right? The 2 buckle ones.
Yep.
Oh, Wintgoat. Nothing like your daddy, huh? My grandpa does the same thing.
I call him the 70-year-old man of Madden.
But my grandpa died 30 years ago.
Still wearing those socks and sandals though.
But he was, dude. He was rocking. Hey, pay some royalties there, Wintgoat.
First and 10, handoff Tariq Cohen, breaks 1 tackle. I'm always impressed at how many tackles that Tariq Cohen breaks, being such a small running back.
He's got a low center of gravity here. He puts his head down. He just kind of bounces off. And that was a safety right there. And the safety's going for the boomstick there. He's able just to stay on his feet. But Cohen is a special running back.
Boomers. Sorry, I am 30 years old. I am a young, hip millennial. Dab.
Yeah, and I'm 36. I'm like the first millennial. Does that still make me a boomer, though?
I got twice on air. Human Tipper, thank you so much for checking this out. How do we get into this league? I got some stick work needed in the league. You saw the link, but you would have to join in the chat, 365.maddenbarmley.com. Click on the application tab. Yeah, feel free to fill out an app. I want to give a big shout-out, as I seem to forget to do at the top of the show, but always remember in the middle. Big shout-out to our sponsor of NBL Live this entire cycle, who's going to be getting their money's worth this season because we got nothing else to do. It is Elgato. They make our streams look so good. Big shout-out to Elgato, from the capture cards to the stream decks to the key lights, the green screens. They really do make your stream look fantastic. So if you're looking in this time where we may all be sitting at home for what the CDC says is 8 weeks, go check out Elgato.com. Get yourself some products. And big thank you to Elgato for being a supporter of the Madden Barmer League.
How are the Miami Dolphins in this game? I mean, I am just in awe The fact that they're only down 4 and they got the ball. And did Seattle get a safety? I thought it was 9-4.
It was 9-4. It was a touchdown, then they went for 2. They got 6 points down 9-3, and they went for 2. Got a pass interference on the 2-point conversion, and then hit him again with a little.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Eric G, I don't recommend the out route across 2 hash marks. It's a tough out route to throw. Ian Delano on 1st and 10, looks underneath to Tariq Cohen. Spins back inside. Face mask. Give him a first down and more. And Tariq Cohen, Bomber, with the ball in his hands. Is it safe to say, in my opinion, Tariq Cohen is one of the 5 most dangerous players to have the ball in open space?
Open field killer. Tariq Cohen gets going, and outside he can spin. He got jukebox and spin cycle. He's a dual threat out there. Plus, he's tiny with a ton of agility. He just has that shiftiness. I think he might actually be top 2, top 3 in the NBL after the ball's in his hand. Obviously, Tariq Hill be number 1. Nice job, Leno.
How much speed, by the way, does Leno have?
He's actually not as bad. Just Drocco is like that guy that just you would never know, because he just has a terrible stick at when to hit the turbo, how to move. Right there, he just takes his man out of bounds. And Leno's 86 speed, 84 excel.
He had a touchdown if he wanted it.
Yeah.
84 is just in the back of the end zone, just jogging. Nobody around him. Good question from Gub. Any big trades this cycle?
Yeah.
1 or 2. I thought he said this season, and I reread it and said this cycle, and went, a lot. A lot of trade. And it's been a lot of fun. Opening up the trade rule here in the NBL, we've seen some really, really interesting moves. Some teams trying to pick up assets. Dallas. Some teams trying to, I don't know, tank. Philly. 4th and goal now as I guess Drocco just sort of gave up on that last one. Like, he was like 3rd down. Just hand it off. And he'll kick the field goal. Try to cut
That's
it to a
the
full
type
lead.
of play call that gets your fan base booing at home. 3rd and goal, and you run basically a conceding, I'm just going to hand the ball off, don't really trust my quarterback in this tight field, right? And they end up getting 3. Still only a 4-point game and one of the weirdest 7s I've ever seen. He took 3 scores to get the 7, guys. 3 scores.
If you walked up to people on the street and went, here's the score of this game, it's 11-7. How many safeties are involved in this game? 3 would not be said by many. Or 2. 2 in the
really
front
3. I mean, two were safety, and 1 the ball came out. Yeah. So the spread in the New England game, I gave up 17.5
4th and
points.
2. Run a little tight end angle from Deuce Close. Does Gov have the defense? He was there and just, I don't know, escorted
Outbodied.
N'Keal Harry? Like, was like, hey, man, I'll make sure you catch this.
Well, he's not in real position. He's sitting there outside. The route is an outward breaking route. He's kind of sitting inside. It's very tough. Like you said, the physicality of N'Keal Harry, you have to be in front of him. You have to break. See, he's sitting behind him. That's just a big boy right there. And if you don't make the right call and you don't jump the route early enough, there's no way you're getting around him. He uses his size and physicality better than anyone in the game.
It's time for, again, another edition of one of my least favorite segments on NBL Live. It's called Nick's Fantasy Team is Ruined on NBL Live. Last time in week 1, we watched Dwayne Haskins just absolutely teabag my team. In this game, I've got Tyler Lockett, who just had his first catch of the game.
That's Tyler Lockett. So who do you got on your fantasy team off the top of your head?
I got Dwayne.
Okay, that's
got
quarterback.
Tyler Lockett. I
Okay.
got Miles Boykin.
Oh, well, he might get a lot more play because the injury to Hollywood Brown. Yeah, you would think he becomes the number 1.
And then my Z-Star, I got your team. I got your guy. So don't tell me it's Buns. And then I'll tell you who my halfback is because I just got to look at my DMs to motor. Let's see. Boykin. It's because we switched to from Group Me in the middle. It's touchdown to the Patriots. They go back up. No surprise there, by the way. Dwayne Haskins. Ronald Jones of Tampa.
Rojo, who was a touchdown machine last season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he might be
took
your
him.
saving grace.
That's why I took him, because he didn't have a ton of yards, but he had a ton of touchdowns, and I'm
And
hoping those
and
yards-
so far 2 games in, 0 touchdowns for
Yeah,
Rojo.
Yeah, I'll just
kind of chugging along there. He does have 2 catches for 36 yards, 19 carries for 95, averaging 5 per carry, but not the touchdown machine early in the season, at least 2 games in that he was last season. I think he had 20 touchdowns, 20-plus touchdowns last season. So my lineup for my fantasy is Marcus Mariota, Darius G.U. Ice got the J.U. Ice. Wide receiver, I got tight end Jimmy Decker from the Oakland Raiders. And my other wide receiver is a Dallas Cowboy who hasn't given me much yet. Hopefully I get a little bit tonight. It's Dylan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I still haven't got much.
Let me recap N-Train's defense against me. Call a play, press up, wait. Call a play, press up, wait. It was just press coverage all game long. Fun fact, it wasn't that much fun to play against with Myles Garrett in your face when he's pressing every single play. 0 out of 10, would not recommend. That's why that game was. Also, young quarterback. I threw to Dylan Mitchell. I think he probably had 9 targets in that game, but he definitely got 3 of the inaccurate dice rolls. 2 went the other way.
Z-Star saying he got a force win this week. I'm telling him, just go ahead and play it, man. Let the GU Ice get loose. Let the juice loose.
Oh, yeah, it's Greedy Williams and Denzel Ward. I mean, you want to talk about underrated secondary because we always talked about the Patriots secondary with Gilmore just being so tough. Just the natural skill of Greedy Williams and Denzel Ward. They're just press coverage, and then they Train could click onto the coach on the sidelines, and his defense would play well. It's so tough.
Don't press up DeAndre Hopkins, though.
That's going to spin backwards. Why did Draco...
Guys, we're going playing for another safety here, guys. This might be the 3rd safety of the game we might see. We've already seen 2, and 1 actually... we've seen 3 tackles in the end zone. 1 resulted in a fumble for 6 for the Seattle Seahawks. But the 2 safeties were on Russell Wilson. Oh, big-time play there.
Oh!
Laying the
Got
lumber.
him!
Tries to get down with the possession catch and gets rocked. Empty backfield here.
If I offered you 2 to 1
Freddie
odds that there's a safety here, would you take it?
No.
All right. Leno dropping back.
I can never take, even though it's been so frequent, I need better than that, just because it's such an anomaly.
3.5 to 1 odds. Tariq Cohen's getting a carry here. Run commit.
Yeah, they're gonna
Run
pick up
commit.
about 6 here.
Run commit. Back him up.
Oh, okay, all right, I'll take it now.
Guys, we're moving all back with an offside, moving all back. Anyways, 21-10, Patriots currently on top of the Miami Dolphins. Seattle on top 11-7. The Bears have the ball. He's going to shotgun, gun punch, and
It
you
might
best
happen.
and
Here
you
it
best
goes.
believe the hate's coming.
Oh, he's looking for verticals. 84 here. This is the bunch, right?
Yep.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's picked up nice. Oh, a nice little curl route on the outside. Didn't pick up the first down, though, because that juke move was one of the worst I've ever seen. Watch him stand still.
Inside step.
Got him.
Oh, wow. Miami had a walk-in touchdown, and Josh Frozen
Eight.
slightly overthrows the
This
tight
bitch
end by a
empty.
lot.
He ate. That's a real nice play. 3rd and inches, though. Odds he picks this one up.
50-50. 1-1.
Back to pass on 3rd and short. Oh, he's got the corner out wide open.
Yeah, but it ain't
It was
going to get
late.
there. Ball,
It was late and
baby.
picked off by Griffin. He threw that about 4 seconds after when he should have.
Yeah, and he didn't even really put much juice on it. Look at that. A little touch pass there.
You gotta bullet that and pull down. Yeah, of course that's gonna be a penalty.
I actually had one of mine overturned in the preseason. I was a little upset about it, but they were right. Just was hoping they weren't.
So now Seattle has the ball back. Oh, that power I formation.
Looking for the wheel here, huh?
In trouble.
Miami's got to go for it here, right?
Yes.
4th and 4, or are they going to kick the field goal and play right into their hands? It looks like they're already setting up for the field goal. Wouldn't be surprised to see a fake here.
Fourth, the way your defense has been playing, I'm okay with it. Is that Khalil Mack? Kick
Was
is
K-Mac,
up.
52.
It is good. Beautiful.
Watch Metcalf on the left side if that safety bails into the yellow zone. And it becomes a cover 3, or even a robber. You can get one-on-one with Metcalf on a go, he's going to take it.
Play action pass. Wilson in trouble. Down goes Wilson. Because, of course.
Yeah, that's very
Hey, it's
similar to
Fletcher
play
Cox.
action
He's
max
pretty good.
protect. You can't run that versus cover 2 man. I mean, you got two guys sitting over top. It basically becomes double coverage on both sides, both go routes, and a lot of pressure coming because everybody else is one-on-one.
That's fine. Cords unplugged. That's fine. Nice scramble there from Russell Wilson just to get him back into field goal range.
Yeah, and he took the hit, which made me feel like maybe they were going to go for it here and get a little aggressive in the fourth quarter, but instead they're kicking this field goal.
Because would you be scared of this Bears offense at all?
No, not at all. And I would have got down on that run. Oh, little double move. Juice the user. Cameron Newton scores for the New England Patriots. A little double move on the outside, and the user gets abused. He bites on it. Wow.
Go to a little double box action. It is up. It is good. 28-13, Patriots in control. See what the Dolphins can do. Dolphins have made this one a game, though, Bomber. I'm surprised that the Dolphins were able to keep it so close for so long.
Me too. I believe that the Patriots, obviously I took them and I gave up the 17.5. I just felt they were on, and they still could cover that. I just felt like the Patriots were on a different level, but Miami, he kept it close. I just think that fourth down was time for them to get aggressive and put everything on the table, but instead they went for the field goal, and then a quick score from New England has opened this game up. Now we're talking about a 15-point game. Pressure's on Josh Frozen and this Miami Dolphins offense.
Appreciate all you guys hanging out with us. It is NBL Live broadcast 331 here on the NBL Network. Our next broadcast, guess what? No surprise, it's going to be week 3. Nice catch, Kenny Stills.
Baby! And that's how you respond.
That wasn't the best user I've ever seen from Motor, by the way.
Hey, well, if you're giving up 17.5, now you feel sick because you just had an opportunity to potentially cover your spread, and now it's looking less likely. And if you got some big money on that, you're not feeling too good.
Our next broadcast, as is not that much of a surprise, it's going to be week 3 action. That's going to be coming up. Today's Sunday, so my guess is Tuesday night here on the NBL Network. 8 or 9 o'clock. You can follow us on Twitter at NBL Network. But about every 2 days, we're going to have a broadcast. Because
What do you think about Miller Thriller's comment, though?
Gov's still in it? He's not.
No, he's saying Seattle-Chicago's score looks so normal and just plain right now.
Fact.
When really nobody knows how they got to this 14 and this 7.
We're gonna full
The true
screen
story.
to that Chicago game because there's only 2:05 to go, and Chicago needs a touchdown to tie it up. Leno dropping back on 1st and 10, looks underneath. That is Hall with the catch. Just a little juke move to the outside. They'll pick up a first down. We've hit the 2-minute warning. 14-7. 2 safeties, a 2-point conversion. There 3 times 2 points have been scored.
Yeah, Emmanuel Hall has been a big-time player for this team. Week 1, he hit 2 big catches, 2 catches for 130 yards and a touchdown. Can he come up big here on this final drive for Chicago trying to tie this game up?
Pressure off the right side, looks right up the seam for Smith, into the end zone. The Bears are an extra point away from tying it up. Ian Leno was garbage for 3 quarters, but that garbage just turned into an okay quarterback.
I'm telling you, Ian Leno is a second-half monster for the Chicago Bears. He clutches up and gives the Chicago team a breath of fresh air because this team was drowning in some of the weirdest 7 points I've ever seen scored on NBL Live.
Safe to say, I know Will Stevens is elusive, but safe to say, Gov is one of the most impatient tacklers in the league. He just blows by every spin move. His guy is usering and just, whoop, see ya.
Yeah, he's definitely super aggressive. That was a touchdown there, I believe, from Traquan Smith, right? Newest addition to the Chicago Bears.
Yep.
Brought over from the
New York Jets.
New York Jets.
There goes Will Stevens. That wasn't even a good move. Gov just sucks on that play. Like, that was just, he just ran right by him like, hey, man, good to see you. Oh, I'm supposed to tackle you.
Yeah, just a little dive right there off the side, off the middle of the field. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, there goes DK Metcalf.
DK! You let him in there. Yep. How do you let DK Metcalf get over the top, Bomber? Can
He's
you answer
been
that?
looking. There's about 3 or 4. I think that was probably the detriment of the offense early. He might miss this extra point. Oh, gets in there. That was what they were doing too much early on, looking for Metcalf, trying to get deep down the field. It cost them 2 safeties. You even seen them not being able to pick up second and sixes because they're looking so deep. They take a sack, puts them into a 3rd and long. They have to punt. Finally pays dividends for them. Russell the love muscle, 21-14. Seattle's ahead of Chicago. They're right back in the same spot they were just in.
I don't know why every play, if you're running man coverage, you're not shading him over the top to make sure he can't get over the top. Because you know he's just looking to bomb it to DK. If
Or
DK,
just using it, just
Yeah.
getting there. Yeah.
Listen, if he beats you by hitting 7 drag routes in a row, so be it. But you don't let DK beat you on one play.
Porter in the chat saying decaf Metcalf.
Leno on 1st and 10. Back down by 7. That
Should
was
have clicked off that linebacker. He could have ran him probably over the shoulder pick. Look how close the linebacker is to this play, but he clicks off. If he would have stayed on and continued turboing upfield, he probably would have got the Traquan Smith. See, he just clicks off of him, and that's what creates that larger gap. I thought he had an opportunity to make a play.
Did you beat the Jaguars 42-6?
42-10.
1st and 10. Leno underneath. That's Walsh with the catch. And
I
I
haven't
love
seen
this.
any fumbles in this game as far as from
Nope.
from the receiver position. I
No.
feel like that was gearing up to be one right there.
Yeah, Tariq had that one, but that was on a carry. Dolphins right at the seam, by the way. Another nice drive by the gun. Leno dropping back, stepping up.
Close.
sitting down. Beacham with the sack.
I look very close to a face mask there. It doesn't pop up as Miami's on the board. Minute 11 left. Touchdown.
Quick throw from the governor.
Hey,
Hello,
Josh
Governor.
Frozen. It might lose his name because he's been slicing and dicing his defense up in the second half.
Is that more of a commentary on how good Rosen has been or how bad the Patriots defense has been?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think Rosen's made some good reads, but I also think the Patriots defense isn't what it once was.
How many sacks is Draco going to take? 3rd and 23 upcoming.
Emmanuel Hall, the time is now. Watch out for 81. He can get deep down the field. He had 2 catches last week for 130 yards and a touchdown. They need a big play. 31 seconds left. Big body receiver. He's got some size. He's got some speed. Watch Emmanuel Hall see if he can get down the field.
3rd and 23 for the Chicago Bears. 31 seconds left. They have 2 timeouts. Taking back-to-back sacks. 3-man rush. Leno looks over the middle. Has a man. That's Gaddis. He's got the 1st down. That looked like just a cover. Might have been a cover 3 lock. Let's see what the defense was. There's some sort of cover 3 out of that dime, and it was just a simple crossing route to beat the coverage.
Yeah, you
Nice
talk
read.
about holes within a zone. Leno does a great job stepping up and finding it there.
1st down and 10. Leno in the shotgun. They need 7. An extra football here on NBL Live. Looks down the seam. Ooh, that was almost a pick, then almost a catch. Lucky
That's
it's
Emmanuel
none.
Hall. They're looking for a big play from their big play receiver.
By the way, Dolphins not out of it. They just sacked Tyree Jackson on 2nd down and 2. It is now 3rd and 12. Miami with 4 sacks on the day.
And they need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it up, 35-27. But I'm gonna say New England picks this up. I'm just calling it right now.
Leno empty backfield on 2nd and 10. Waiting. Oh, he had a couple guys open, but he was locked in, and I know who he was locked in on. He's got a man over there. Washington can't make the play. Tyree Jackson, 3rd and 12. Looking over the top because Gov did what he does best. He calls a cover 0, and it covers nobody. That's the ball game. You
This little
don't
go
have the
route
corners
over
to play that game. Not against the
Press-
Patriots.
Pressed up on the right side, and he forgets the depth. And look at the professionalism of the Patriots. Sanford's in there to take the knee out. Oder, that's his way of taunting against his opponent. He's going to come away with a big-time division win, and division wins are so tough, Nick.
Leno dropping back on 3rd down and 10. Does he have some magic? Looking crow route left side for Hall. Hey, fun fact, once that crow route sat there for 4 seconds, don't throw it. It's not worth it.
That's when I usually high pass to the hop. He used to work a little bit better. Now it's getting deflected a little bit more, but that ain't D-Hop over there. Darius Slay has his X factor going. More catch knockouts and interceptions in zone coverage. You got to stay away from him, right? This might be a bad defense.
4th and 10 to stay alive. Timeout taken. Worst part about this is he's used this entire clock up.
Yeah, this is it.
Needs a touchdown. So it looks like Bomber. We don't know what'll happen. But so far on one side, the Dolphins did cover that 17.5.
Watch 85 on a seam here. He might get naked open.
3 wide receiver. Tight end on the left side of that formation. Tariq Cohen in the backfield. Leno dropping back. 4th and 10. Waiting. Looking. Right side. He threw it to a guy who was 4 yards short of the end zone. That's
And
that
quadruple covered.
top-notch play calling by Riri.
Yeah, you gotta at least put it into the end zone there, and that's gonna do it for this broadcast. We have another broadcast coming up, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's gonna be right here on this channel. Don't go anywhere. Well, you're gonna have to go somewhere for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, but
It's
then come back.
Yeah, then come back. Building the franchise. Green Bay Packers. They're gonna head to America's team, the AT&T Stadium, Jerry World, take on the Dallas Cowboys, or as we like to say, Mazesco World. Maybe.
Thank you.
Is that the correct?
Yeah. It's actually called the Miz Tent. Thank you.
What happened to Jerry when you took the franchise over? Was it a clean handoff there, or?
I pushed him down the stairs.
Oh, okay. He never was it death at the fall?
Oh no, I didn't check.
He just blocked off the wing. No one's allowed to use that stairwell.
Oh, God, oh, please, what? I just shut that door. Out of order. Employees only. Got real dark here. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Again, we're going to be running NBL Live about every 2 days here, so we got another one. Again, come back in 40 minutes for Building the Franchise, Green Bay Packers, where they will lose to my Dallas Cowboys, I hope. And then Tuesday night, it's going to be 8 or 9 o'clock Eastern. We'll have Week 3 action right here one more time. We're going to keep trying to run these streams at least every 2 days, maybe more, if people are available to play. So while everyone is stuck at home, I know my wife doesn't have work. I know a lot of people don't have work, and they're all staying inside. We want to give you guys something to watch. So we appreciate you checking out the MBL Network. Stick with us for just a second. I'm going to host my guy, Pop. Yeah, Pop's a good dude. Let him know MBL sent you. He's a great person, by the way. Love that guy. We're ready to pop. Let him know the MBL sent you. Make sure you come back here. Watch the stream for a little bit, then come on right back. Right back here in about 35 minutes time for Building the Franchise. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. For my co-host Bomber, I'm Nick Mazesco. Thank you for tuning in to NBL Live Broadcast 331. We'll see you in 40 minutes time for Building the Franchise and on Tuesday night for more NBL Live.